New study by Cohere shows that this LMArena is rigged towards these big companies like Google, OpenAI, uh, X, etc. I just want to also say that LMArena is pointing out to a lot of mistakes in this paper, and they disagree. So let's not get angry at any of them. Let's just think about all of it. And this is just like a debate on how we can improve any of the problems and errors in the LMArena, if there are any. So let's try to understand both sides. I will start with the paper, but then I will also read this towards the end, so don't get mad at LMArena. So this is the new study, the leaderboard illusion, and it has a lot of stuff in it. Now, let's not get angry immediately, instantly. Let's first of all, I think this model is actually the best model in the world. So I don't know if I don't think it's here because it's rigged. But let's understand deeper what they mean before we get angry at LMArena. So they claim that some companies are testing different variants of their model and then choose the one that performs best to put it onto the LMArena. Uh, at an extreme, they identify 27 private LLM variants tested by Meta uh, to find the best one and release it as Llama 4 release. They also find that proprietary models are getting more blind battles when you are choosing blindly between two models to select the better one. So here you see number of votes. They found that these proprietary models get more votes and more chance to be voted and more chance to collect more votes. So again, like, let's not get angry. We don't know what's happening yet, so let's just read more. And this might not be Arena's fault as well. This might just be like the way we set it up as a community, or they set it up with, and it can have some unintended consequences. So they also offer advice on how to improve all of this. For example, big companies can ask to check their models in secret, how they are performing, and they say like, okay, this model is not yet announced, so we cannot name it this way, but we need to be able to check it on the LMArena. And so they can abuse this method just to check the same variants of the same model. You see here that companies can test a lot of models. These are all of the data points, and they can pick the best one. So the model that gets the highest score on the LMArena. They also show that 66% of the models of the open source or open weights models are just removed without any notification to the owners, while the rest is officially removed. So this can mean that there is just more proprietary models available, but I'm not sure what this would indicate, to be honest. And maybe it's also difficult to notify and to talk to owners every time they need to remove a model. So I don't know. Also, they say that bigger companies have more data on users now. I don't know if this is, if I don't think LMArena gives them this data. I think this means like bigger companies can put in more models to test more and then collect data that way. And even small amount of data collected can lead to big improvements. For example, big bloated improvements that are not really there, just getting higher rank. For example, if you make your AI write smileys and talk nicely to the user, they're gonna just pick pick that AI to be the winner without even reading the other AI response. So this has number of models on one axis and maximum arena score. And so first of all, we see that Google and OpenAI have largest amount of models. Now, is that correlated? Maybe they are just best at producing models, so they produce largest amount, and that's not correlated with the fact, I mean, because they are producing most models, they are also best at producing models, so they make the best models. So I don't know how correlated these two are, but we have another metric, which is number of battles played by models. Here Now it does kind of make sense that if you have most models, you're also gonna have most battles because yeah. And now is it correlated that higher amount of battles somehow give advantage, even if you just have higher amount of models? I'm not sure here. Here we have that proprietary models receive highest number of data as opposed to open source and open weight models. So they can, so I don't know if LM gives them directly data or they just implicitly they collect data as their models get used. But anyways, they can then overfit on that data. But again, I don't know like if they are overfitting, but they just can. So the test data, the data they are collecting is just the data by the users as they are writing prompts. So it looks like OpenAI and Google are collecting uh, around 40% of all of the data, so in 40% of all of the battles. Then Anthropic, Meta, Mistral, Alibaba, Quen. So you can see that the more we go towards open source models, open weight models, the less exposure to users they have, the less data on what questions users are asking they have. So it does seem a bit weird that OpenAI and Google have all of the battles going on for them. They found that overfitting on Chatbot Arena can double the win rate on Arena Hard. So even a small amount of data can improve win rate crazy by a big amount. They also claim that if they are deprecating open source models, then it's distorting the validity of this scoring Bradley Terry model for scoring that LMArena is using. So it makes it not so reliable. This is the number of private models in this testing period from January to March 2025. So Meta has 27, Google 10, Amazon 7, Cohere 4, and this is written by Cohere. So they submitted 4 of them to see if this is gonna improve the rating, if this is gonna help them. So we still don't know. Like, let's not get. I don't want to get angry at any of these companies. I don't know what's happening here. Nvidia 2, Alibaba 1, and XAI 1. But I think these are what they found. So maybe there are more that were not found. They explain that when we get like this, Grok 3 is number one. Cohere says that Grok had like multiple of these models, and then they just picked the one that's number one and then release that. So they also say that other companies are doing the same. So they are just giving in multiple models. They're trying to make the best one and then just releasing that one. This is funny. So, how does Arena score increase? With the number of models that you publish. And then you can pick the best one. So that's the gist of their report. You can check it. I'm going to leave the link below. First, they have some problems with the math calculations and averages, the LMArena, with the paper. And then they also say that just number of open source models is 40% rather than 8.8%. So yeah, these are like, they say they are like factual errors. And then another like statistic error they claim, and then they say the policy are not like unspoken and behind the scenes, but they are publicly available. And what's important, they say that they can't just companies cannot just test any model on the LMArena, but it must be a model that they plan to make public and have a long-term support for. So that's important one. And then they just talk about how they remove models, and it's all transparent and the way it makes sense. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. What do you think about this situation? and see you in the next one.